of watching her grow up by a man that everyone was supposed to be able to trust, to do just one simple task: deliver a Christmas present and leave. Tomorrow will be the last time I get to see my baby. After tomorrow, when the silence sets in, Athena's family, including her 3 young sisters, will start the journey of all of the first without her. Her little sister's 3rd birthday, then my 27th birthday, our Christmas Eve tradition, the first time in 7 years of not hearing and seeing the excitement of Athena opening gifts from Santa and Sissy. I ask everyone to hold your littles just a little tighter for me. I want to take a moment to thank the community for the outpouring of love and support. From the moment Athena went missing, this community flew into action, and they have not stopped. I have felt your prayers, I have read your messages and your letters, and I see your pink everywhere. There are no words to express how thankful I am for the first responders, law enforcement and responding agencies, volunteers, churches, businesses, and all those I may have failed to list. I'm also grateful to the media for helping to keep Athena's story alive. I want everyone to know Athena. She was an amazing little girl who loved dancing, singing, and all animals: dogs, cats, horses, lizards, and chinchillas. She also loved school and all of her friends in the 1st grade, who are now also struggling with her senseless murder. Athena also loved flowers, but she was also not afraid to get down in the mud with the boys. She was her father's daughter. I know that Athena's death will not be in vain. I will spend the rest of my life fighting for her so that no other family will endure such unbearable pain and grief. That a monster attempted to take Athena's voice, but we are her voice. Screening and hiring policies must be put into place so that monsters wearing delivery uniforms don't show up on our children's doorsteps. Please help keep Athena's light shining. Thank you.
Thank you once again for being here. I know you have a lot of questions. My goal today is to first thank the community for all the efforts that were made to look for Athena, to law enforcement, to the district attorney's office, who have already been in communication with us and have offered their support and cooperation as we move forward. Thank you for being here to keep Athena's name alive and to help remember her for who she is. I'm going to set out some parameters for the questions that I'll be accepting, understanding that we are still in the investigation phase. I'm not going to comment on alleged facts or possible underlying facts, but I'm happy to answer general questions about where we are, what we're doing, what we hope to do moving forward. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
How do you plan on holding FedEx accountable for what happened to Athena?
We're investigating not just what FedEx's responsibility might have been, but anyone else who was involved in the decisions that were made that led to this tragic loss. By doing a thorough investigation, cooperating with law enforcement, we will uncover every person who was responsible through their actions or inactions for the tragedy that happened.
So you don't know whether can you outline what's your investigation?
I'm going to go here and then come here. I'm not going to, at this point, include or exclude anyone from being the possible target of a lawsuit. The ultimate goal here is to ensure that no parent or grandparent or family member feels the loss that Maitland's going through right now. That's our ultimate goal. So wherever that investigation takes us and whoever we find responsible are people that are going to have to face a reckoning. Yes, sir.
What are the steps of your investigation? What do you know?
Well, we've been working around the clock since Maitland hired us on essentially Sunday night, Monday morning. I have an investigator here. He's here present with us today. He's from Wise County, and we're essentially leaving no stone unturned in looking at all the decisions that had to have happened before this tragedy occurred. I'm asking the community to contact us if they have pieces of information that might be helpful. So for example, if there's someone that worked at FedEx or with this contracting company, we would love to hear from you. If you're someone who knows the defendant, we would love to hear from you. On our website, which is versusinjury.com, we have a page which is /answers for Athena, and you can also reach us at answers for Athena at versusinjury.com with any leads that you might have. The main number to our law firm is 817-203-2220, and we are encouraging anyone who might have information, even if it's something that you might think is minor. You received a package that day from FedEx and you're a neighbor and you believed it was the same person who dropped off a package. We want to hear from you. There's no lead that's too small for us to look into.
Benson, have you heard from FedEx? Has the family heard from FedEx? And what has been said to them so far?
FedEx did reach out, of course, to offer their condolences. It was a pretty preliminary conversation. Any further conversation, of course, will be through our office.
I know you mentioned working with somebody in Wise County. How closely are you working with the Sheriff's Office, the Department of Public Safety, the FBI, trying to get the answers you were looking for?
We've already talked to a number of different individuals. Everyone has been, first of all, thrilled that my law firm is here because they know what we bring to the table and what we will bring to bear for the parties who are involved with this. All of them have offered their support, including the district attorney's office, including the sheriff's office. I've talked to a federal agent who is part of the investigation. So we will be working with and have experience working with everyone who was involved with this investigation. And we are absolutely thankful for the work that they've done so far.
Vincent, yesterday the sheriff told me that he plans to seek the death penalty. Can you give me your personal reaction to that?
I'm not at all surprised. That's what this community demands. You know, when you have the loss of a young child, of innocence, this community is not going to accept anything less than that. So I wholeheartedly agree with the decision that's being made, and I'm sure the district attorney was involved with that. It's a huge commitment to say that you're seeking the death penalty. It's not a small undertaking. So they are doing what this community wants, and it is undoubtedly appreciated by everyone in this community, and certainly Maitland and the family.
Benson, can you elaborate more
Law
on...
enforcement consults with the victim's family about seeking the death penalty. Did that happen in this case?
So the district attorney's office has been communicating through us and has reached out. They are also being very mindful that Maitland is in the middle of a mourning period. So they are doing everything that they can to both be respectful, but also to respect both the wishes of the family as well as the community. I think there was a question.
Benson, can you comment more about this package? So this is the exact package that was dropped off. This is not considered a piece of evidence that the Wise County Sheriff's Department needs to have or anything like that?
This is the exact package that was dropped off, and these Barbies were intended for Athena. This was going to be part of her Christmas present. That's the very box that was dropped off at the doorstep. And as you ask yourself, is that a piece of evidence? I can certainly tell you this is not a fingerprint case. Okay, this is not a case where law enforcement needs that box to prove their case or pull anything from it.
Are you saying you are certain or not certain that the suspect delivered this package?
Well, I'm not going to comment on what I understand the facts to be or what the alleged facts might be. I can tell you this is the package that was delivered to the residence on the date that she was abducted.
Vincent, obviously this is a huge civil liability. How soon, or is there a timeline on when you might take civil action at all?
Maitland's goal and my goal ultimately is to affect change. We don't want another family to feel this kind of loss. So we're going to look for anyone who might be responsible. We're not in a rush, okay? As we investigate, we put people that we think might be responsible on notice, and those letters have already started going out to say things like, you have to preserve the evidence related to this investigation. But we are not in a rush to file a lawsuit. We want a thorough investigation to be completed. We are part of that investigation. We conduct our own independent investigation. And ultimately, wherever that investigation leads us, if it leads us to seek filing a lawsuit to effect the change that we hope to effect, then that's what we're going to do.
How many legal notices has your office sent?
We have sent out 3 notices so far. I'd rather not just yet.
What's next?
Our investigation continues. We have a list of witnesses we hope to speak to. We have a thorough plan for our investigation moving forward, but I anticipate, particularly after this press conference, that we're going to get more leads, and we're going to want to follow up on all of those leads to complete, again, a very thorough investigation. We'll also be working closely with law enforcement and certainly the district attorney's office to make sure we have everything that we need to know, and of course it's a two-way street. Anything we learn that might be beneficial to them, we're certainly going to share with them. Other questions?
Say and spell your name.
Certainly. Benson Varghese. First name is Benson. Last name is Varghese. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
We have copies of Athena's statement.
We also have copies of Athena's statement this morning. If you needed it to pull quotes from, we'd be happy to hand that out.
Not the actual statement. Or, okay, yeah.
I don't, I'm sorry. Yes, no. A skill I undoubtedly need to master.